Hi, I've been working on our house, and we've been working at framing up 2 rooms and a bathroom, and I've got the plumbing in and the electrical, including over here our electrical panel. And I've got all the circuits run back to the panel and got them all wired up. I don't have it live yet, but my next step that I have to do is I need to ground the panel outside, so I need to sink a ground rod. I used to work as an electrician, and I came across a really cool method of putting a ground rod in the ground that is much simpler than the usual way. I'll show you what I do outside. So welcome to the Neil's Homestead, and today we are going to be putting a ground rod in the ground using a really cool method. So I have here an 8-foot ground rod. The usual ways that you have to put this in the ground are a hammer beating on the top. It takes a long time, it's really hard, and it's actually a little bit dangerous because you like miss and hit your arm. Other methods are a post driver. Again, it takes quite a while, it takes quite a bit of effort, and there's a couple of problems with that too. For one, whenever you start out, you basically got to be on a ladder because it's too tall. Another method is to use an attachment for a hammer drill. You have to use a bigger one because you need a bunch of power. Works fairly well, makes a lot of noise, but it takes quite a while. And you need some specialized equipment. But this method that I'm going to show you lets you get the ground rod way deep in the ground, maybe all the way to as deep as you need to go, with no tools available at all. I can't take credit for this method. Somebody taught me. I don't know where they got it from, and there may be videos about other ways on YouTube, but I thought I would share this one because it was just so much help to me. This is a 2-person job, and the reason why is you need somebody with a bottle of water. Now, right now, our ground is pretty wet on the surface. I think deeper it's not. However, I have done this in bone dry ground before and it works. It just takes a little bit longer. So I'll show you the basics of what's going on. Okay, so the basics of what you're doing is the ground needs to be like visibly wet. There needs to be a little bit of standing water right around the rod, but you don't need to flood everything like I said. Now again, this is a little wetter soil. It'll take less water than normal. So once I start this process, I just got to go to the end. Now I put, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on here, I put some marks on the rod at 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, all the way up to 5 feet. I didn't do the last 3 feet. So I think we're ready to begin. All right, so you're just going to pour it, trickle it on there like that. Just keep it wet right there and make sure it never gets dry on me, okay? Because it's going to dry as it mixes with the soil as I'm going up and down. So again, once you start, you got to go all the way, because if you stop, you're done. So we're going to get started. Okay, so there's the end of the rod. I've already poked a little bit of hole because it's really soft, but we're going to go. As you can see, I'm a foot down. I hit something a little bit solider, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm 2 feet in. Oops. 3 feet in. Okay, I need a little water in there. Okay. Just trying to size up where I'm at. I'm about 5 feet, or maybe 4 feet. More water. Okay. We're about 4.5 feet right now. Like that. Okay, I think that's about as far as I'm going to get with that method, so now I'm going to drive it with a hammer the rest of the way down. This is gonna splatter. I feel like I just hit something. a rock or something. That's as far as it's going. So that's got that. I've got it down flush with grade, so nobody will trip over it. I have used this method before with fence posts. Works really easily with electric fence posts. But I've also used it with T-posts, which can be very difficult to get in the ground without a driver. I've used it on just like rock hard ground. If you have rocks, it's not going to work with rocks. But as long as the ground's like clay and everything, then it'll work. And I've sunk them in the ground before. Make sure it stays wet. Have somebody there pouring it. And you just keep going till you get it as far as you can or where you want it. So thank you for watching. I hope you find this useful, and we'll see you all next time.